Hello everyone, my name is Sunshine and I am a not licensed, but I am a certified domestic violence advocate, counselor, and educator. I'm also a life coach. Recently in October, I did a series of prayers for Domestic Violence Month. Now, we all know that October is Domestic Violence Month, and I got a vision that I should read 30 prayers from a book that I have composed. About 7 years ago, God gave me a mission, and his mission was to compose 1,000 things to be thankful for. Now, the funniest part about that is my daughter, who was 12 at the time, she came up to me and asked me, "Mommy, what are you writing?" And I said, "I'm writing 1,000 things to be thankful for." And she said to me, "But Mom, it's March. Shouldn't you wait until November?" And I thought that was so funny of her saying it. But when I really thought about it, I said to myself, it's March. Do we really have to wait until November for Thanksgiving Day to give thanks for anything? So I thought it was a good mission that God gave to me. He gave me the inspiration to take that 1,000 things to be thankful for and break it down into 10 series, 10 different books with 100 prayers in it. So far in the last 7 years, I've composed 5 of those books. And I chose to dedicate domestic violence, to dedicate one of those books to domestic violence. So when he gave me the mission in September 30th, say, "Sunshine, this is what I want for you to do. I want for you to take 31 of your prayers, and I want you to give back for Domestic Violence Month. I just want for you to say 31 prayers, a prayer each day, for someone out there. And I want for you to put it on Facebook." Now, I don't like taking videos. I don't like being, on Facebook or any kind of social media. But I decided that I was going to be obedient to God. I always try to be obedient. And so I did. And it was amazing, all the feedback, and to know that I was able to help people and touch lives through that. That wasn't really my mission, but I get to understand that was God's mission. So I did that for 31 days, and it was just such a great feeling to know that for domestic violence, I could give back to all the survivors who had suffered and had come through, because the book is called Thank You, Lord, for Surviving Domestic Violence. So it's a prayer about someone who has gone through some kind of trauma within domestic violence, and they had survived that trauma, and now, I say the prayer to them so they can start having that dialogue, that vertical dialogue with God, in thanking Him for surviving domestic violence. Well, while I was doing that, I realized that I was giving little hints about my domestic violence that I have been through, and it wasn't something that I had planned on doing. And being a domestic violence counselor and advocate, I work at a domestic violence shelter for almost 3 years now, a little over 2 years, in one shelter, but I was working in another shelter for over a year. So it's almost 4 years in total. And I realized that I don't really tell my story much. I don't even know how I ended up working in a DV shelter, but for 40 years, I had bottled up my anger inside of me, and my the domestic violence trauma that I went through as a child. And it's funny that when I was doing this prayer, saying these prayers for God, how it was bringing back so many of those things back to reality. And I recently, when I was 40 years old, I had decided that I didn't want to have that domestic violence as a part of my life anymore. It just had stolen a lot of my joy. And even though it happened when I was a child till I was about 16 years old, I just didn't want to have that as a part of my life anymore, because it had found its way into my marriage, into how I raise my children, into me being a friend to someone, into me being a co-worker. It just was taking over my life. And at 40 I decided that I didn't want to. And then I decided I was going to write a book. I wrote my book, and my book is called The Awakening of Sunshine. And I was able to, have the feelings, the negative feelings that I was feeling, the negative emotions that was inside of me, the wounds that I was feeling, to just start healing through my book, The Awakening of Sunshine. It is a book that at this time I'm having it being edited with the purpose of having it being released sometime in 2019. I'm not 100% sure, but that book is definitely coming, The Awakening of Sunshine. So look out for it, because it's definitely coming. But it was my way of awakening up, of getting out of domestic violence. So when I did those prayers in October, it kind of bring me back into a place. I'm like, God, where are you trying to lead me? What are you trying to say to me? And He's always, my God, has always been trying to make me heal from my emotional wounds. And through those 31 days prayer, I started to feel more healing happening inside of me, and I feel happy. I was restoring my spirit, and I was recovering and having joy. Giving back to the survivors was actually making me feeling better about myself, to know that I could let go. I did let go, and if you read the book, my book, when it does come out, it talks a lot about my domestic violence, what I went through while I was growing up in the island of Jamaica with my mom. I don't dig too deep, because it's still fresh wound for other people who were involved, and they may not want it to be a story to be out to the public. But when you read my book, some of it is there. It's going to come out. My dad, just to give a little bit of it, was a man who grew up and had many brothers and sisters, according to what I heard, and they had the opportunity to go to school and he didn't. And so therefore, I don't know if that's one of the contributors to the way how he behaved when he started having a family. But instead of being loving and caring and nurturing as a dad is supposed to, he was more of a violent person, and he would hit on me and my brother and my sister. And to put it tastefully, not to make it look bad, but he would violently hit on us and my mom. And I see some things that a child is not supposed to see. And it scarred me for a very, very long time. Anyway, my dad is no longer here. He passed away last year. And right at the moment when I started writing my book, I knew I wanted to forgive him, and a part of the book is to forgive him. And so I wrote him a letter, and I also wrote my mom a letter, because that relationship got strained also because she still was with my dad. So 2 years before last year he passed away, we had gotten back together at the age of, in my 40s. I started to have a relationship with him, and it was because I had decided to let things go. I decided that I wasn't going to keep that pain and anger and hurt and shame and guilt inside of me, because I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't my fault. What did I do wrong? I was a child. I didn't ask to be hit. I didn't ask to see other people being hit and beaten. I didn't ask for that. So I knew that it was my fault. So I had to let it go, and I did. I forgave him, and I let it go. And I wrote a song, and it's called Let It Go. It is. Let it go. But that's just a personal song between me and God. Now, with all of that, I took a training called Gratitude Training, and in Gratitude Training, we had to read a book, or several books, but the one that I loved the most was this book called The 4 Agreements. If you could see it. The 4 Agreements, and it's written by Don Miguel Ruiz. And in this book helps to change my life. And it was reading this book that made me want to become a life coach. See, this book, these 4 agreements in here, the first one is, number 1, to be impeccable with your words. What does that mean, to be impeccable with your word? Well, the word that you choose for yourself, you want them to be good words. The words that you choose for others, you also want them to be good words. You don't want negative things, because whatever you say from here and put it out into the universe, that's what's going to come back to you. It's just like whatever you sow, that's what you're going to reap. So if you say, you know, I am not good, then you cannot be good, because all that's in your head is, I am not good. Or if you say, I am beautiful, then all you can be is beautiful inside and out, because that's what you say. So you got to be very impeccable with your words, because your words are your bond, right? The second thing is to not take anything personal. Now, I know that's hard. For so many of us, we take things personally simply because someone says something to us and it hurts our feeling. And what we do, we take it personally, we stop talking to that person, and we will never forgive them. We don't want to be around them. We probably hurt them, probably kill them, you know. Just don't want, we just take things, little tiny things and some big things personally, and it becomes festering inside of you, and it just makes you become very ugly. Well, you have to really discipline yourself in not taking something when someone said to you personally. Like for me, if someone says to me, Sunshine, I love the way how you dress today, I smile and I say, thank you. And if someone says, Sunshine, I hate the way how you look today, I smile and I say, thank you. I don't put any weight on absolutely anything that anyone says to me, whether good or bad. And it doesn't hurt my feelings, because I just don't take anything personal anymore. The third agreement in this book is to not make assumptions. That's one of the hardest things. Someone tell you a story, you're not clear on the story, and then you start making up your own stories and start assuming stuff. But you know what they say about assume, right? When you assume, you make out of me and you. Well, you actually make it out of yourself. So don't assume, don't make assumptions about absolutely anything. What you want to do is, if something isn't clear, you want to ask that person, what do you mean by this? Can you explain? And allow for them to explain to you. Give them the chance to explain what it is that they said. And be clear so that you don't have to assume things. Because when we make those assumptions, most of the time they're wrong. So you don't want to do that. And then the fourth agreement in this book is to have that effort, try hard to work on those 3. Now that is hard, because you have to discipline yourself in being impeccable with your words, not taking anything personally, and not having any assumptions on absolutely anything. And these are the agreements that I go by in my life. So that led me to want to become a life coach, and so I started working on becoming a life coach. And actually, I'm in the process of becoming a certified life coach, and after that, then I'm going to go for the ICF credential and just go all the way, because that's what I want to do in my life. I realized that it is better when you have a dream and a goal and a plan for yourself, that you go after it. So with the life coaching, I opened my own business called Sunshine Through the Storm. Now, what is Sunshine Through the Storm? Yes, I'm sunshine, but many of us go through the storms of life, right? Okay, so when we're going through the storms of life, there's always a sunshine somewhere. Why? Because the sun, it never stops shining. even though I'm here and outside it's dark, somewhere in the world the sun is still shining. So maybe dark here, but it's bright somewhere else. So whatever you're going through, there's a bright light somewhere, and you just have to keep going through it. And whatever you're going through is only to build a better character for yourself. It's only to make you a better person. So yes, you see the bad. Yes, you feel the hurt. Yes, the emotions are raw, and it seems like those wounds will never heal. But you can recover from all of that. And the thing about life is that there's always a storm. There's a saying that says, if you're not already in a storm, you're about to come out of one, or you're about to go into one. See, storms never end. So you have to have that sunshine shining through. Okay? Now with sunshine through the storm, what does that really mean? Well, our mission, it's a coaching service, and our mission is to inspire, to empower, to transform, and coach individuals into becoming better versions of themselves through workshops, training, and individual coaching. Our VIP service is what I call it, Vision in Progress, because once you start working on you to become a better version of yourself, you have created your own little vision, and you're working on getting that vision become a reality, right? So that's why my service is called VIP service. My VIP service is called Vision in Progress. So what we do is we coach you on becoming a better you. What's your dream? Are you stuck? Do you feel like I've been in this place for so long and I don't know what to do? Well, that's what our service is. It's to help you to get out of that. It's to take you in and meet you where you're at and find out, okay, which one of these areas of your life, and there are several different areas, whether it's in finance, whether it is in your emotion or physical or spiritual, whatever it may be, whatever area that you want to develop and get better in. That's what we do. We will take you in, we will sit you down, we will give you an assessment, and once we assess you and you are the one who is the expert in your life, it is for me to help support and navigating you through that process, but I don't do the work for you. So most life coaches try to do the work for the people, and that doesn't work. We don't do that here. But what we do is we support you in navigating you and giving you the tools and the techniques to become a better version of yourself. Now I'm doing Sunshine Through the Storm with my niece, Natalie. We both decided that we want to be life coach, and we are working this together. We currently give free workshops in our neighborhood, and we are planning on sometime next year to have our own major workshops, big workshops, which is where it will cost you, but not too much. So that is Sunshine Through the Storm. That is my story. My call for action for you guys is to just, wherever you are in life, listen to what the Almighty is saying to you. Be the best version that you can be for yourself. Okay? Listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition. Anything that's inside of you, you want to listen to it, because it is your spirit trying to tell you that you have a purpose on this earth, and your purpose just wants to come through. It's like a cocoon, and that little butterfly is just waiting to just fly out. You know, that beautiful yellow, red, green, purple, whatever color butterfly that you want to be. It's just waiting to burst through, and it cannot if you are in, not say denial, but if you don't forgive someone who have done something towards you, or if you just decided that, okay, hey, this is my life, it's always in my life, this is what it's going to be like. And that's not true. I'm telling you, that's not true. So there it is, to give you a little bit about me and my journey. Look forward for more videos to come. This is not my purpose anymore, this is God's purpose. And myself and my niece Natalie, we are the one that will be working Sunshine Through the Storm. Sunshine, The Awakening of Sunshine is my book coming next year. Look for that also. Okay? So restore your spirit and recover your joy. Thank you.